should
I
answer
was
this.
with him actually. Right now we're finalizing the dinner, and
Yeah,
then he
he's
has
very
meetings.
busy. Yeah,
Then he has meetings, and then the dinner right away. So
it's okay. But he will take the record too.
Yeah.
yeah, he wants it. He's like, I
I
want
love that.
videos. I want camera.
Yeah. Can you tell them to tell them I want to talk to Shafik? ممكن لما توقف انا اقف معاك
ماشي.
فاهم قصدي يعني
ماشي، اصل انا مش بحب اقدم وانا قاعد الصراحه.
so if you can speak loud
Yeah.
دي اشياء واحدة نكتب
معرفش بصراحه، انا واحد بحب اتحرك،
enjoy your stage
بحب الحركه والحياه كده.
okay let's start
Alright. Shall I start? Okay. Hello and welcome to our next panel. We're talking today about the Shafik Gabr Foundation, and the foundation is about bridging the gap between the East and the West. That's why it has got a subtitle, means the art of dialogue, the East-West art of dialogue. The founder is Shafik Gabr. He's an Egyptian businessman who noticed after the Arab Spring how the gap between the East and the West is getting wider. And he got inspired by Orientalists that he usually collects their pieces of art. And he found out that these Orientalists took the trouble to travel from their own countries, from Germany, Austria, and other countries, to come to the Middle East to record the life, the culture, and images that have become really rare afterwards. And from this, and from the then political situations, he decided to make something new, people-to-people diplomacy. So he decided to run a startup program, exchange program between Egypt and the United States. He chose Egypt because Egypt is the biggest country in the Middle East. It's got a big influence in politics, economics, and the geographical location also plays a crucial role in how to connect people, because it's the bridge between Asia, Africa, it's the gate to Africa, and the bridge also to Europe. America is, of course, one of the biggest countries in the world and one of the most important players in economics and politics. So when people of Egypt, especially young emerging leaders, when they sit and live face to face, because always Shafik always believes in face-to-face communication, not online. It brings people even closer together, building memories and learning life lessons from immediate reactions and immediate communication. So the program is mainly about taking 10 young emerging leaders from Egypt to go to America for sometimes a week or 10 days program, meeting with top officials in America. This includes the US Congress, the Homeland Security, and other businesses, and definitely the media as well. I remember my visit to Fox News. It was a phenomenal one, especially back then. I went there in 2017. Trump was his first term. It was magnificent to meet with people and see how the American politics form the world and form it domestically as well. And the vice versa also, he does it from Americans to Egypt, because usually there are a lot of misconceptions about Egypt and how it looks like and how people deal with each other there and how they look at the American politics and Americans in general. This brings America immediately to Egypt in a nutshell. And usually we stay in shared rooms, one Egyptian fellow and one American fellow, and they are always chosen by really careful eye by Mr. Shafik himself. And everything is very well taken care of, especially who sits with who deals with whom. This not only brings them together, it forms a lifetime experience and connection, and indeed a bridge is built between both nations, and you happen to find a lot of cooperation in the future. And it's it's a life-changing experience. It's also for me, but I would like to give the opportunity. And I'm sorry, I actually haven't introduced myself. I'm the guy who connects people. I've taken Mr. Shafik's mission into heart and wanted to make more connections by connecting businesses. And now I work between Egypt and Greece. I connect investors and entrepreneurs together. Now write briefings and analytical reports in business and economics between Egypt and Cyprus in a company called Leventil. This is Ibrahim Hamoud, and thank you very much for your attention. Now I'm going to introduce my colleague, and she's also a Shafik Gabr fellow. She's Mariam Sharif, and she's the owner and CEO of a company in Egypt and in America, and she's got a lot of branches too. It's Fame Company. Thank you very much for being here with us today, Mariam. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you so much for having me today. I'm Mariam Sharif, a creative entrepreneur and a business owner. I have a creative solution company. It's called Fame. Our head office is actually in Egypt, and another one in US, Detroit, Michigan, and another in Saudi Arabia. And also I have a pet app, community-based, technically for helping our community. So actually, I'm very happy that we're here and having the opportunity to talk about exchange and communication between countries to one another. I am just a recent fellow with Mr. Shafik. I'm a 2025 Gabr fellow. And this experience this year was pretty much interesting and very highly intense because I was selected among hundreds of young leaders in Egypt and in the US. And to be honest, I'm just a creative entrepreneur, right? And I'm among lawyers and policymakers and people who work in the UN, and I'm just standing there. And I felt like I was so left out, and this was so not my place. Until Mr. Shafik said, like, actually, you work in creative, you work in media. This is actually one of the most important aspects in the industries and in the world, pretty much, because we talk and we create narratives among people. And you actually have your own edge. And to be honest, this gave me a lot of confidence to speak up and communicate with my other fellows. And going for the first time in my life in the US, while my cousins are American, and it was just my first time to visit, and going to Congress, going to the UN, going to Silicon Valley, going to very high-level places and talking with decision makers and trying to find bridges and solutions and discussion about how we can constantly build bridges between Egypt and the US. And also we did the same thing in Egypt as well. When my US fellows came to Egypt, they were surprised because they had a misconception about Egypt, and showing them everything around, they were pretty much mesmerized, pretty much. And we also went to ministries, and it was really, for me, it was a life-changing experience, to be honest. It gave me a lot of opportunity to see the world differently. And again, I'm just someone who's not involved in decision-making rooms pretty much all the time, but being involved and seeing that there's a lot of people that do want to make change, and there's a lot of things that are trying to help, and that we are, as young leaders, are the hope for the future. And Mr. Shafik being part of supporting that this is the only way, that young leaders are the only people pretty much that are going to take things forward, it was such an honor. And we're pretty much also here today to open up for every country in the world that wants to support in being part of the program and actually having more countries to cross dialogue between them. So that would be an opportunity to expand dialogue all over the world and building bridges all over the world. So again, thank you.
I would also like to add something that Shafik does at the end of the program, that he keeps people engaged by meetings and action projects between Americans and Egyptian fellows, because these action projects create sustainable communication based on mutual interests and kind of coordinating efforts. It's something that stays with people, and also Shafik contributes to that. You can also starts a new business, because Shafik gives you the environment to understand your potential and unlock it at the same in the same time. We have a very good example as a fellow called Kimp. He brought baseball to Egypt, and he's making quite a big success between Egypt and America. And now he's engaging universities, schools, and one of the biggest universities in Egypt is the American University, because Shafik also always supports everybody who wants to succeed. And I'm also here today because of Mr. Shafik and the amazing lady Irene Vantaraki always presents and brings people together. I've been working with her and working in Greece for now 2 years, I think. This all happened from a very tiny step that I took to be part of the amazing Shafik Gabr Foundation. And he also would like to engage everybody in this. You can be part of it by being a speaker, a sponsor, or even cooperating with people who with action projects, because it creates mutual benefits between everybody, not only cultural exchange programs. It always involves business and potential in the future. So thank you very much for today, and if you've got any questions, I'll be very happy to answer them.
I would like to have an example of several fellowship, how they were start on the first years and what is the progress on them, where are they now, Americans or Egyptians?
I can be a good example to this, maybe. I can talk about this. Yeah, definitely. So I started, when I applied for the fellowship, I was doing just a regular job. I was part of the educational process in Egypt. I used to consult with people who want to travel abroad to pursue their educational process, like applying for a master's degree in England or America. And I applied, and I was doing some writing as well, and I was introduced by one of the most prominent writers in Egypt, and I got to know Mr. Shafik by all coincidence, and he encouraged me a lot to apply for the program. And during the program, I started to discover abilities and skills within me that I had never been able to realize that they really existed, like being able to talk to people from different backgrounds, and being able to find interests and common grounds between people I had never dealt with, or even fields that I have never discovered or got any experience in. But for some reason, I discovered that I can also build bridges and make connections with the other cultures and other fields. And afterwards, after the program, being in the environment, I got to know an amazing professor. He makes also peace between conflicting countries. He's called Jonathan Golden. He is part of the CRCC program at Drew University in New Jersey. And he gave me another opportunity to go again to the United States and participate in this program, which extended for me for other several months. And then from that, I got to know my congressman, Alex Mooney, whom gave me another opportunity to be part of his amazing team and amazing campaign that he won in 2018. And I participated in this, and within a few months, I was just doing education, and then within a few months, I was just in the heart of the American politics. Definitely, Shafik finds a spark within you, and he feeds this spark into a flame. And I took that into something different, something like a blaze afterwards. So, and now I'm doing this in a professional way between Egypt and Greece and Cyprus. And only 2014, I brought an American company here to participate in Davos, and now the company is doing actual business in maritime services with yacht in Greece. So, yeah, it took me to read other pages of the world. So this is about me. Would you like to share yours, Mariam, or maybe other people from our fellowship of you know?
Well, currently, if we're talking about me for the current time, after the fellowship right away, I was kind of involved more. I didn't like a lot of I'm a person, when I find something that I don't like, I just take an action. And I didn't like a lot of things when it comes to the creative sector with Mr. Shafi's, the foundation, like the website, the newsletters, stuff like that. And because I can't just let it go, I participated in helping in doing the newsletter because it gets sent to everyone with Mr. Shafi's network and also other people. And I did actually work on it with him until Mr. Shafi offered me an actual position with him in the foundation to support and to help in more communication between people all over the world. So this is actually a turning point to constantly engage with incredible leaders, young or even like elderly. And it was such an honor to meet incredible people. Like just last night, I was at an incredible dinner with high-end people, and I'm just sitting there talking about everything around the world, which was so impressive to be part of those conversations. So that's just me. And we're almost like 160 fellows from Egypt and the US. Everyone has an emerging story. We have also Basma Amr Saada, who actually met the Egyptian president, multiple times. We have so many incredible stories. If we just go take on the list, it will not stop. And while that, he constantly does monthly meetings and asks every single person if he needs any support in anything, connection maybe, a push in anything that they need. So actually having this type of access, it was such a benefit to be part of all of this. And that's why we want to explode all over the world, spread this all over the world and maybe have more countries, not just the US, maybe Greece, maybe Germany, maybe Europe, we don't know, maybe China, Singapore, everywhere, because
Singapore
at the end
is
of
on the way already.
because at the end of the day, Egypt has always been and will always be a mediator, and it constantly connects all the world. So it's a pleasure to be part of it and to constantly promote that as well. And thank you so much. So does anyone have any other questions, concerns? Maybe we can help out. I think we're good.
I think that's all for today. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much. Ibrahim is out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.